Hi, hope you're having a great day. You're watching JG Entertainment, and for this video, I'm gonna give you my episode 7 of Superman and Lois breakdown, review, and theories, and all spoilers. So obviously, spoiler warning, you enhanced in the episode, then definitely go watch this episode. It was a 10 out of 10, and then come back for this full-on breakdown, review, and theories video, which I think is gonna be a really fun and interesting video, because this episode moved the plot forward by a lot, like a lot of things happened in this episode. It was an amazing episode as well. So we have a lot of things to talk about. So hopefully you end up enjoying this video, and hopefully you find it like very cool and informative, all the things that I point out. So yeah, I hope you do. And if you do end up enjoying it, then just make sure to leave a like. It'll be very helpful. It helps our videos a lot. So just leave a like. As well, subscribe for a lot of other content. I do Superman and Lois video every single week after each episode. So subscribe for a lot of Superman and Lois content coming up after each week. And lastly, make sure to just tell me down in the comments what you think about the episode. Tell me, did you like it? Did you dislike it? What was your favorite thing about the episode? Or maybe just anything that you noticed that you want to point out. Tell me that down in the comments. Okay, now let's get started. Alright, so to start off, Superman is captive in the same person as Taro. That's how the last episode ended, with him getting captured with that amazing fight scene. If I do say so myself, from episode 6, where it was like a one-shot. That was an amazing fight scene, and now he's captured, which that was really cool. And it starts off with like Superman like waking up, which is obviously like a trademark now of the director that directed this episode. I'm forgetting her name. I'm really sorry about that, but she usually starts out her episodes by like making somebody wake up, and that tradition continued here, which I thought was pretty funny. But yeah, it starts out with him being captive, and Anderson's trying to tell him to tell him where Bizarro is. Superman obviously declines, so he says, when I come back you better tell me. And then Taro starts making fun of him for like the thing, and we start to see like some banter between Taro and Superman, which I thought was really funny. I really enjoyed that banter. Like, I thought it was really funny. I honestly got a lot of Thor and Loki vibes when I was seeing that. Like, I was like, oh, Taro really feels like Loki a lot, and obviously Superman therefore is Thor, because the banter between them, I really enjoyed that. Like, that was one of my first things about this episode. I just really liked the banter. I liked it in episode 2 of the season, earlier this season, but this episode that went even better. The lines were amazing. Everything was just really good. I really enjoyed the banter. It was amazing. And Taro came off a lot very likable, while still making fun of Superman, which I really enjoyed. Just like Loki, I honestly felt like it was just like Loki. And Loki's one of my favorite MCU characters, like top 3 MCU characters for me. So Taro is obviously gonna be like up there. Like, I'm really enjoying Taro this season. Like, I really do. So then Anderson comes back, and he like he puts this thing on Taro, that kryptonite thing that makes him get tortured. Like, it looks really bad. It looks really painful. And he doesn't need to torture him. And you know, you feel Superman is like, stop. And then he gives him the coordinates of the Fortress of Solitude, despite Bizarro not being there, as a way to gain some time and stop torturing Taro. Taro tells him, you know that's not true. They're gonna come back and they're gonna kill me. And Superman knows that, and then we get like a really cool breakout scene. But before that, Anderson quickly finds out that that's not true. And during that exact time, Clark and Taro start like fighting, and like it really seems real. I was like, oh, they're gonna start fighting. And it was really cool. I really liked that fight. It wasn't like an amazing fight, but I really liked that fight. I liked how Taro provoked Clark. I thought it was really funny. So they provoked each other, and then it turns out that it was just a trick to escape, which I thought was really nicely done. I was like, that's cool. They were obviously not pulling their punches, I think, because they really seemed to like be hitting each other pretty hard. So the punches were real. I just think that it was an escape plan, but at the same time they were actually fighting. You know what I mean? Which I think makes a lot of sense. And then from there they escape, and then Anderson's like losing it. He's like, we have to get something. Whenever they went to go look for the Fortress of Solitude, he saw Bizarro's like mask or whatever, his suit, and he was like, he instantly came to the conclusion that they're working together for some reason. So as Anderson is losing it, he's like, oh no, I gotta go get them back, because obviously he just messed up. He just let Taro out, you know what I mean? So he just messed up, and he goes crazy, and he gets the Ex-kryptonite. He gets a whole case of Ex-kryptonite on him, which is super insane. I was like, oh, this is actually really cool. It's gonna be an amazing fight. And it did. Like, I saw whenever first of all, I like whenever Superman goes to the fortress of Taro, and then like he tells the mom about it, and he's like, I had to. And then Taro was like, it was glorious. Like, that scene also made me really feel like that was Loki. Like, that was really good. I really enjoyed that, and the mom was just like really happy, and Superman was just like, I had to escape from like a prison with him or whatever. That was really cool. And then we find out first of all that Taro had a wife, and that they were actually really close, Taro and Bizarro in the world, and that he got a wife. And I really like whenever Taro was like, she must be a goddess. I really enjoyed that. I just found it super funny. And my theory is that I think it's Lana. I think Lana's the person, because she said that she tried to kill me, so that's very interesting. And I do think that it's Lana. The reason why I think it's Lana is because if they were really close since they were a child, I would assume that they probably landed in the same spot, which is probably Smallville. I would assume that they landed both on Smallville, and then from there, they kind of got out of the capsule or whatever, and they got probably treated as brothers, like they got raised as brothers. And then, you know, in this regular story in our universe, Superman meets Lana and they start dating. So what if in this universe Taro meets Lana and then they start dating? You know, I feel like that could really work out really nicely. And I could definitely see that. I do think that that's probably who the wife is, because I don't think it's Allie. I think the first instinct was maybe it's Allie, but honestly I think it's more towards Lana. I think that would make more sense, and I would actually really like that. So I do think that it is probably Lana if I see some myself. So that's my guess. I do think it's Lana, especially last season. Lana and Morgan Edge kind of had some like little banter, you know what I mean? So I can definitely see that as well. So my guess would be that it's Lana. That's my guess. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's Lana, and I think that would make for a pretty weird and interesting cool story. So yeah. But then we get blown up. Like a missile comes in and blows up everything, and it seemed to drop like some kryptonite. Like it was like green gas. So I was assuming that it dropped some kryptonite. And then Anderson comes in and he starts like lasering with the laser eyes and everything, which looked really awesome. I think that looks really awesome. There was a debate like, oh, they already know how to use their powers after like no training, and I agree with that debate. I think that I wish that they showed more like, oh, this is so painful, like my hearing, you know, I agree with that. I really wish that they showed that more, but it's a show, we kind of have to keep on with the pacing. I will accept it because they made for a really awesome scene and a really awesome fight. So we start to see Clark and Anderson fight, and he shoots him, and he's like, Clark seems to be weakened or something, and he's like punching him and everything, and he's losing. And then Anderson takes out his gun. He starts trying to shoot Bizarro with the kryptonite bullets, but the force field is protecting him. And then he turns around and and Morgan Edge comes in at him. I forgot how he loses, whatever. But then somehow Superman ends up on the floor, and Anderson's right here, and he gets like his kryptonite bullet, and he's about to shoot him, and he does shoot. And Morgan Edge comes in running, and he's the one that gets stabbed with he's the one that gets shot with the kryptonite bullets, which I thought was a really nice thing. It kind of starting to redeem Taro a little bit. You know, it's not full on 180. He's automatically good, but it's definitely starting to redeem him, and I really enjoy that. And then Superman is still like there trying to help Taro, and Anderson is about to kill Superman as well. And then the mom of Superman and Taro, who's an amazing character, I really like her. She frees Bizarro, which is like, help my sons, and I really enjoy that. Like Bizarro was like yes, and I really enjoy that. Like Bizarro seems to have like this connection with the mom that I really enjoyed. So I really like that as well. And Bizarro goes and swings at Anderson, and I was like yes, we're gonna see this fight. That's gonna be super awesome. And Bizarro was like going on him. He was like punching him, beating the crap out of him. Like I was like, yeah, you go, Bizarro, you get him. Like, you know, that was really cool. And then like whenever he shoots him with kryptonite bullets, and he just goes like, because obviously that makes him stronger. That was really cool. I was like, yes, that's so awesome. And then Anderson's like, what in the world? And it's like, and he starts hitting him. That was super awesome. I was like, yes, that's super awesome. And then it all goes bad because he's trying to take an Ex-kryptonite inhaler, and then like he breaks it, which ends up weakening out Bizarro, which really sucks. That's like no, and then it just starts becoming like a really bad fight for Bizarro, because he just like starts cracking him, especially that one scene whenever he has it and he like cracks him like on his head, like that was like no, not Bizarro, like no, you know what I mean? Because I really like Bizarro, I really did, and I was like, oh, he's losing so bad. At the same time, Morgan Edge is dying. The mom of Superman tells Superman he has to like be really precise because these are penetrating his organs. He has to like disintegrate them, I think. So he lasers them. Then he's not healing still. It's like you have to take him to the sun. And I really like this contrast where it's like, does he go help Bizarro and save him, or does he save Taro? You know what I mean? It's like this really nice contrast, and he ends up and goes saves Taro with that really cool shot in the sun where he's like holding him. That was such a cool shot. Like the CGI there looked amazing. I got like type of like Zack Snyder's Justice League flashbacks whenever Superman goes to space and he's like this with his arms out and like the sun's right there. I got those type of vibes, which I thought really looked awesome. I really did enjoy that. I thought that looked really cool. The CGI looks awesome. This show has amazing CGI. And at the same time, Bizarro starts losing like really bad, and then Anderson starts like choking him, and you hear his neck snap, and he seems to be dead. I think he is dead. I mean, I wasn't like certain. I was like, there's no way they just killed him off. But honestly, you heard the neck snap. Superman says that he's dead. I think maybe he is dead. I'm not entirely sure, but maybe he is dead. And yeah, Anderson walks away. I really like that shot whenever Bizarro was like on the ground, and then you just see Anderson walking away at the same time. It was a great shot. Great directing, like I said, really great directing, and really great cinematography just in general with this show. Like that scene in that scene, whatever they're in the sun, whenever Superman's in prison, and Anderson's like, tell me where he is, and then we turn to Superman's shot, and he's like, I'm not gonna tell you or whatever, and you know, we see the reflection of Clark and Superman right here, so it's like he's fighting himself basically. I also really like that cinematography there. So the cinematography in this episode was really awesome, and the directing was as well. So anyways, going back to the scene, Superman comes back, and we get this also really amazing shot, really good cinematography, like I said, of like him leaving Morgan Edge's body on the ground, and then turning around and then seeing Bizarro dead. You know what I mean? And you see Superman sad. The music, also the score, really made it for like more emotion. I was like, wow, this is actually hitting me really hard. I didn't think I was gonna be that sad about Bizarro dying, but oh my god, this is actually hitting me. Like, no, I don't want Bizarro to die. You know what I mean? And the music did amazing. Clark, you can definitely see Clark like being like super sad. Like, no, like this sucks. You know, you can definitely see Clark being hurt by this. And I made for an amazing scene, an amazing shot. Like, it was really, really incredible. Like 10 out of 10. I really love that scene. And then we go back and then we see that Taro is in prison. He wakes up and he's in prison. And Superman's like, I had to bring you here. And Taro already knew that. He was like, I already knew you were going to bring me here. There's nothing else to expect. This is how it's going to be the ending, which I think is really cool. You know, Superman is still going to bring him back no matter what. However, we get to see like this. Superman does thank him for saving his life, which I really, really like. Even Taro seems to be shocked also whenever he finds out that Bizarro is dead. He seems to be shocked too. It's like, wow, okay. And Superman thanks him for saving his life, you know what I mean? And then he starts leaving, and then Taro says, say sorry to your son for me. And you know, you just see this redemption arc, you know what I mean? I really, really enjoy it. Like I said, I really like it because it's not like a full-on 180, oh, he just automatically turned good. No, you start to see him like slowly turn good, and I really, really like that. You start to see like these smidges of hope, and he does slowly turn good, and I really, really love that. I love that a lot. And then Superman's like, maybe one day you'll tell me yourself. And I thought that was an amazing line. Really, really good, really powerful. Like, I really like Taro's and Superman's relationship. I really think it's an amazing thing. So really, really love that. I think it's awesome. So great job on just that thing in general. And then let's go into a different plot line, because I can't talk about the rest of the Clark storyline in this episode without talking about a different plot line. But before that, I'm gonna give you my theories for Taro. And I think that Taro is definitely gonna turn good. I think that's pretty obvious. I think he's gonna come back later in the season by a lot. And then I think, I don't know what happens to him in the Bizarro universe. I'm definitely curious to see what happens with him in the Bizarro universe, but I think like he might have to fight his Bizarro self, to be honest. And I think he might actually end up with Lana, like not our world's Lana, but their world's Lana. We'll find out where exactly this goes. But I definitely think Taro's getting set up to be a way major character towards the second half of the season, and I'm definitely here for it because he's awesome. Alright, moving on to the next story, and that's going to be Jonathan. And Jonathan, in this episode, was actually, like, really interesting story. Like, his storyline is actually developing to be super, super good. At the start, I was, like, iffy on the storyline. I was like, it's okay. Now I really, really like it. Like, I think it's an amazing, amazing storyline. So, it starts off with, like, him and Jordan walking on to his mom and asking them about Clark, and then them being like, oh, you guys got to fix your problems, whatever you guys have. So, then they go to school, and then, Jonathan's girlfriend comes in and she's like, I bought you a bunch of inhalers. It was like 20, I think, which is insane. Like, that's a lot of time. Like, that's a whole month, I think. So that's really crazy. If you want to take one the whole day, like, that's a whole month. Like, that's crazy. That's a lot of inhalers. And she was like, I kind of want to stop taking inhalers. I don't want them anymore. And she's like, what? But why would you do that? They were the best moment. And he's like, I don't like it. And, you know, he was definitely trying to quit. And at the exact same moment, cops come in and they're checking for drugs. They were like, move away from your lockers. Which brings me to my first point. It was really stupid how they didn't move away and they just tried to hide it. No, they was just standing right in front of the cops, which is really stupid. So I do gotta say that's really stupid. But besides that, I think that Jonathan was like, I'll hide them for you. I'm a good kid. They won't check me. And then just as he says that, you know, the dog's like, what do you say? Or hold up. And then, like, you know, they catch him up, which I think is super, super bad. Like, he got caught up, like, really bad. And so then, you know, Lois gets a phone call, and then they go home, and yeah, she's definitely pissed at him. Like, she's really pissed. And I gotta say, Lois's actor does an amazing job with everything. Like, I think she's a really, really good actor. She's an amazing actor. We saw that last season. Whenever she got mad, she did an amazing job. And here, she's doing an amazing job again. I think her job whenever she like acts, whenever she's mad and sad at the same time, is amazing. Like, I think it's really, really incredible. And we saw that here. I think she did an amazing job. She's getting mad at Jonathan. Like, I thought I could feel the lines. I could feel the power. But at the same time, she was trying to refrain herself from like going on full on exploding. I could feel that, and I really, really enjoy that. At the same time, Jonathan's actor is doing a great job. Just like taking it, and like, you know, he's trying his best to explain it, but at the same time he knows he messed up. I really like that acting. I think they both did an amazing job acting those scenes, and I thought that really worked towards the advantage. She keeps trying to come out to tell him who did it, and he keeps saying no, I didn't do it. She finds out that she was taking them. She tells him like, I'm super disappointed in you. I never knew you would do something like this. You know what I mean? And this whole thing, I think that whole storyline really, really worked. You know, you really feel everything crumble on Jonathan. I think that worked really, really well. So I really like that. And then at the end of the episode, you see Clark come back home, and then Clark finds out. You know, I mean, also by the way, I really like whenever they come home, like they both hug each other and they're like, long day, definitely long day. You know, I really enjoyed that, so that was really good. But then Clark finds out, and he goes into the room with Jonathan, and I just gotta say that was a very, very powerful scene. Like whenever he's just like, yeah, I did, and I didn't expect to see what you come back with what I heard from you, and that really worked, man. Like the way he got mad at him, he was like, I had to find a new school for you. I have to do this, we have to do that. And after that, we're going to talk about everything that I thought you already knew, but you didn't know, so you never misrepresent your family or yourself again. I thought that worked really, really well. I thought that actor of Clark, I'm forgetting everybody's name, Tyler Hoechlin, I think. He did an amazing, amazing job acting that, like, really, really amazing job. I could, like, feel it. I was like, okay, I feel it was a little too personal. Like, I feel like he's telling me that, you know what I mean? I really, really enjoyed it. You can feel the tension. You can feel, like I said, everything crumble on Jonathan. I'm sorry for the car, but you can feel everything crumble on, like, really everything, and I really, really enjoyed that, like, a lot. I definitely felt bad for Jonathan. I was like, oh, dang. But at the same time, you know, you understand the other side too. You understand both sides. And I really like the contrast where it's like Jonathan is not wanting to snitch on his girlfriend because she depends on this to make a living and everything. And this kind of mirrors Superman. I want to snitch on Bizarro because he knows that as soon as he snitches on Bizarro, they're going to go try to kill him instead of like finding out what's truly going on. And same things for Jonathan. Probably not to kill her, obviously, but they're going to like, she's going to have like super major consequences instead of like trying to help her out economically, which he's trying to protect that. So it's definitely like this really interesting contrast that I really, really like. It's really weird how these two stories that literally have nothing to do with each other mirror each other very, very nicely. And I think that's a really nice strength of the show. I think that really helped. So I think that was awesome. I definitely am super interested into the storyline. Surprisingly, this really, really caught me up. Like, wow, this is amazing. Jonathan, actor is doing an amazing job acting his scenes, and he definitely broke down at the end. Like whenever he started crying after Clark left, I was like, I feel you, man. I can feel your situation. I mean, I do wonder what this is gonna take into the storyline. We do have these set photos right here of him dressed up in costume, so he's probably gonna get powers unless it's the bizarre version of himself, which I'm curious. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's the bizarre version of himself or his version, because this costume right here looks something like the Jonathan that we know. Like he's like emo type of thing. So I don't know. I'm definitely very curious to see where this takes Jonathan. Maybe he goes to Alley. I could definitely see that as well. I'm very curious to where the storyline takes him. I'm definitely very curious. I think I just gotta say that I really like the way that this show has been handling drug abuse, and I really like that this show is like three-dimensional. You know what I mean? I really love that. I think that's the greatest strength of the show, that every character has three dimensions. Every character is not just like, oh, I'm bad, I'm good. No, it's really three-dimensional, and you can definitely see that with Jonathan and with Clark and with Lois and with this and that. You know, I really, really love that with Bizarro, with Taro. You know what I mean? So I really, really like that, and I think it's the best strength of the show. All right, moving on to the next storyline, and that is Sarah. And Sarah had a very nice storyline this episode as well, with her like trying to find out, should I go talk to my dad? What exactly should I do? And she goes and talks to the person that she kind of cheated with on the camp. She kissed him, so I guess I would kind of cheat. Thing depends on whatever you want to kind of cheating. And so yeah, at first I was definitely very like, what the heck? Why would she call it that person? I mean, because it's like your dad cheated on your mom, and that's why you're in the situation in the first place. And then what do? You call the person you cheated on with. You know what I mean? So first of all, I thought that was very kind of hypocritical and kind of like stupid. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but it was definitely very interesting to notice that. But besides that. I'm sorry. But besides that, the scene was actually really, really good. Like, the scene was amazing. I actually really, really enjoyed the scene. That was like a really, really strong scene between them. You know, it was like actually good advice. You know, it was like, you know, whenever I was younger, you know, child divorce, whenever she was like, I talked to my dad, and you know what? It didn't make me feel better, and it didn't feel my parents' marriage, which I really enjoyed. I was like, wow, that's 100% true. You know what I mean? So I really like. They were like very wise words, and I just really enjoyed that scene a lot. I thought that was a very nice scene. I thought the other character, I forgot her name already, but she looked pretty cool. I thought she was pretty awesome. And you know, you got like little flickers there, like romantic relationship, like whenever they both graph the thing, or whenever they hug, you kind of like got like a little romantic thing in there going on. I don't know if that's gonna come into play or not. I'm definitely very curious. So there's that. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed that a lot. That scene was really good. I do think that scene was really good. I really hope that he does. I mean, they're gonna see each other again, because the way that they ended up, they were like, I hope I can see each other again. So I really hope that this doesn't end up turning on like her cheating on Jordan. That's my main issue with it. I definitely very curious to see how she feels about it. But we'll find out. I think it's gonna be like a thing that might end up exploding on her face. We'll find out. I'm definitely curious on this. But I really, really did like this scene. And then I really like the ending whenever she goes and talks to her dad, and he's like, can we talk? And you know, Kyle, and the actor does an amazing job in the scene. He's like you can feel the pain, you can feel the sadness of him in his voice when he says, yes, like it was like super well done. I really really loved that. So that was such an amazing scene. I loved it. So great job on that storyline. And then for the last storyline of the season, it's going to be Lana and her campaign. And I also really enjoyed this storyline. You know, first we start to see this is douchebag, the mayor, like making this whole thing about family values, which I thought was such a douchebag move. Like that's douchebag. Like that's you're a douchebag for that. What a jerk, honestly. And so she's like, what do I do now? And she goes talks to Lois, and it's like, and Lois comes to talk to her whenever she finds out that Jonathan's taking drugs, which makes for a really nice scene. Like I really like Lana interaction scenario. Like whenever she talks to Clark, I really like that relationship, and I really like the relationship that Lois and Lana have. I think they have a really nice relationship. I really like that. I thought I was like, oh, that's really. I really like this relationship a lot. And I really liked that whole scene. Like that she gave great advice on it. Like sometimes my mother's just there whenever nobody else is. I really liked that advice. I thought it was great. I really enjoyed that. And then I love Lois's comeback, and she's like, the mayor just did a great mistake talking about family values when they're such a great mother like you, which I really enjoyed. And I was like, that's amazing. And then we get the ending whenever she goes up to the mayor campaign. She's like, what type of family would attack their own family on one of the worst moments of their lives, or one of the most painful moments of their lives? I thought that was amazing, straight to the point. And then she left, and everybody was like, got a point, you know what I mean? So I really loved that. I thought she did an amazing job in that scene. That the actor carried herself very well in that scene as well. Showed a lot of screen power, like a lot of, like, definitely felt the power there of Lana. So yeah, I really am enjoying the storyline. I know not a lot of people have been liking the storyline a lot, but I actually find myself in a very different situation. I think the storyline is actually really awesome, so I really like it. For theories for this storyline though, I do think that this might end up going really bad. I feel like she's gonna get mayor for sure. I think that's kind of obvious. However, I feel like once the two worlds cross and collide, I think that whenever they see the evil Lana, because we don't really know what's going on there, but she seems to be evil. I think everything's gonna crumble on her. So I can definitely see that, and I think that's what's gonna happen. I think it's gonna suck for Lana. I think that might be her story for season 3, or at least the end of the season, one or the other, which I think is gonna be super interesting. And then obviously we get the really big cliffhanger ending with Anderson going to Allie and giving her the little thing, which Anderson is so annoying. Like, he's so annoying, but you understand where he's coming from. But at the same time, he's so annoying. He's so stupid. There you go. I think he's really stupid. You get where he's coming from, but he's really stupid. And the actor does a great job playing him. Like, the actor does an amazing job playing Anderson. I think he really shows this psychotic type to him, this anger to him, this like I think he does an amazing job playing him. Whoever the actor is, I don't know the name. I'm gonna write it down for the next episode, but he does an amazing job playing Anderson. Really well done. Kind of get John Walker vibes, like I said, from Walker Story. That's what I said in my last video, and I keep this. I think I'm getting a lot of John Walker vibes from this character. Not as strong. Like, I think John Walker was a more, like, not stupid character. I thought he was more intelligent. I thought he felt more real. This one feels more stupid, you know what I mean? But I still really enjoy it. I think they really showing him things, and he's obviously becoming like a bigger bad now. So we're gonna see where this takes us. I think he's gonna fall with that Allie Cole type of thing, because he doesn't have anything. Like, he's already missing everything. Allie's thing is like, do you feel something's missing? Well, he's missing everything. He lost his position. He doesn't have anything on him. Like, literally, he's lost literally. So I definitely think that he's gonna go into Allie's thing, which I think is gonna be pretty interesting. But yeah, two worlds are going to collide, apparently, from what we see next episode. We have seen sad photos where Steele's coming back for the next episode, and so is Natalie, which I'm really happy about that. Like, really happy. The promo showed Jordan had like a bruise right here, so clearly he's going to get hit by something. And I'm very curious to where this takes us. I'm super curious, to be honest. I don't know where it's going to take this. It seems to be ramping up a lot. I think the next one is the mid-season finale, I think. So it's going to have to be something big, something huge. It seems like the two worlds might start colliding. Like, I think that might be how the next episode ends, like the two worlds collide or something, or maybe somebody switch worlds, something like that. But I'm definitely very curious to see what happens. But yeah, I think that overall, Anderson's going to get powers in general, because in the comics he does have powers, so I think he's going to end up getting powers. Maybe in the other world he had powers, I don't know, but something's going to happen there. But I'm really enjoying this episode. This episode was a 10 out of 10 for me. Like, I don't really have any issues with that. I thought it was amazing from start to finish. Everything captivated me. I think it was amazing, so I would give it like a 10 out of 10. It was really good. And that was my spoiler review, breakdown, and theories for this episode and the next episode. Obviously, my theories for the next episode and theories for the rest of the season. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then just make sure to leave a like. It would be very helpful, so please leave a like, as well as subscribe for other content. It would help a lot. I have a bunch of Superman Lois content. I have other shows like Peacemaker content, Batman content, so check that out on my channel. You're definitely gonna enjoy it. And lastly, make sure to just leave me down in the comments, what do you think about the episode? I'm definitely very curious. Tell me anything that you noticed, any theories that you have, especially. I'm definitely very curious to hear what type of theories you might have. So tell me that down in the comments. I'm definitely going to read them, and I'll definitely respond. And yeah, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And this is JVG Entertainment, out.